Once again, it is time to out-eat the 1%. Here we have new potatoes, red potatoes, grown this season. These have never undergone refrigeration. So when you refrigerate a potato, the starches convert to sugars, and that's when they get gummy and that sort of thing. So these are just beautiful red potatoes from the garden. Pretty flawless, really. We're going to cut those up. And then here we have my not for human consumption brand beef tallow, rendered from our own beef steer. And actually, originally, a certain Scottish hamburger chain used to fry their French fries in beef tallow before the fat hysteria of the 70s. So this is actually a far superior way than frying in quote-unquote vegetable oil, which is almost always canola oil, which is almost always GMO and soaked with Roundup. So here we have a grass-fed cow, and we'll be using his body fat to fry these potatoes. Pommes frites, or French fry, is fabled to have originated when a chef for King Louis XIII of France, having been sent ahead to prepare the king's dinner, fried the few remaining potatoes he had, and then received word that the king's carriage had broken a wheel and he would be delayed. Well, this was a problem for our young chef because the king insisted that there be pommes de terre, potatoes, at every meal. And the last of the potatoes had already been cooked. Now, he had apparently confit them in duck fat, but when he got word, he pulled them out and he effectively blanched the potatoes. They weren't yet brown, just slightly cooked. And then, praying that he would not be beheaded, refried the potatoes as the king sat down for his meal. And an amazing thing happened. They soufflé, puffed up. And that is supposedly how the French fry was born. The Flemish in Belgium claim that they invented it, but I don't think we'll ever know. So this cut in French is a bâtonnet. That size cut, long, about a centimeter on the other two dimensions. What we're going to do is we're going to heat our beef tallow to 275 degrees. And in small batches, we're going to blanch these potatoes. Then we'll allow them to cool, and when we're ready for dinner, we'll heat the fat back up to 350 degrees and fry until golden brown. What this ends up giving you is something that will blow your mind. It's entirely different than the French fries served by that Scottish burger chain. And most hip restaurants that make their own fries do not blanch their French fries first. They just throw raw potatoes in hot oil, and that's when you get that kind of floppy, greasy, no texture body kind of French fry. It may be better than one made out of freeze-dried potato millet, but not by much. What we'll end up with here is a golden brown crust and a pillowy, fluffy inside. The fact that these potatoes have never been frozen will add to that texture. They've got a drier, fluffier consistency than the gummy effect you get if a potato has been stored under refrigeration. So with these, they were in the ground, and then they sat in my shop in the shade with have the windows open, so a nice breeze to toughen up the skin for storage. And then they were washed, and they now live in a box underneath my desk, because I have not finished my cheesecake yet. Otherwise, they go into the cellar and they stay at 54 degrees, and they should last through till spring in those conditions. 85% humidity underground, 54 degrees, should keep them nice and fresh. And then in the spring, whatever is left become your seed potatoes for the next year. So you put one in the ground like that, pull 5 to 10 pounds out. Et voila. I opened the beef tallow and cracked the seal so the pressure wouldn't build up as we melt this. Very thick stuff. You could spoon it out of there, but I've got some time, so I'm going to put it in this water bath and just let it simmer for a while until the fat around the outside of the jar has melted and I can just pour it off. Our beef tallow is melted. I'll dry out this pot and get it heating up. In goes the beef tallow. Looks like we could use a little more oil. Oh look, it's a cup of chicken fat. It's been 4 minutes. I've stirred these occasionally. Now we'll just pull them out into this strainer. You can see that they're not brown, but just about to wish they were. This one's starting to get a little bit of browning on it. That's when we're going to take them out. I turn the heat up when I put them in. And then once the temperature seemed to stabilize, I turned it back down to low so as not to over fry these in this blanching stage. Then once these are all out, I'll check my temperature, make sure I'm at 275, and then we'll blanch the next third of our potatoes. Our fat's back up to 350 degrees. Batch fries. Move them around a little bit as they fry. Once they're golden brown, we're ready. There we have it. Beautiful golden brown French fries. Good to garnish your French fries with appropriate dipping sauces like mayonnaise and sun-dried tomato, raspberry, strawberry ketchup. A venison and kuni kuni bacon burger doesn't hurt either.